This newspaper, it's a long time that you can see the newspaper is looking old and all that stuff. A friend of mine told me to head to Michael's and see if I could get it framed. I'm gonna get that page framed, and you know that's part of my life right there. And like I said, I did want to start this vlog to start documenting my life. So this is a very important part of my life, and like I said, it did affect a lot of people. So I'm gonna try and go to Michael's and see if I can get this frame and preserve it any further from where it is, because I do want to keep this. You guys can follow along with me, you know what? So I'll see you in a few.
Bread man, full of vibes with a dead man, I mean on your station. My life is so beautiful. You know, see, yeah, it's all about bread man.
And I say this is the original Chronic Saint. You're tuned into the original bread man. Keep it locked. Rastafari said that. Ease out.
Yeah, you don't know this is a girl Bad Gal Cecile representing for bread man.
All who genuine bread man, reroute them. And all who are church, we mute them. Them no smoke, them no sick, them no have pink eye, but them yeah in red. Yeah man, bread man. We're better than everything. All stead man.
So yeah, guys, I'm on my way to Michael's right now. I'm here in Pelham Manor. So getting back to the whole story, this whole decision that the Supreme Court made in June, and how it's affecting the Supreme Court decision was based on a case in New York where two gentlemen brought up the case where they were trying to obtain a license for concealed carry in New York, and the restrictions that they had with the things that they had to, just like I said, when I tried to get a license for them, I had to show how much money, how much cash that I carry on me daily, and to prove it, I actually had to have put in, give them my bank statements showing how much money I deposit in the bank on a daily basis and why I need to carry a firearm. And I guess those are the type of restrictions that these gentlemen were against, saying that if it's their right, why do they have to prove a reason why they want to exercise their right? And they're kind of right. I kind of agree with them. That I don't believe that you have to prove a reason why you want to exercise your right once you're competent and once you're not a criminal. I believe that you should be restricted from certain rights if you show reason that you don't deserve to have those rights. For example, if you've shown history of violence or history of gun violence against innocent individuals, I believe your right to bear firearms should be revoked, and rightfully so. So, one of the decision was basically based on these two gentlemen bringing up a case against New York State, and the Supreme Court ruled 6-3 that there shouldn't be. A person shouldn't have to show the reason why they want to exercise a right. So the Supreme Court still upholds as far as states having a right to have restrictions on licensing and even issuing licensing for individuals who want to carry a gun. They have to go through a licensing process, and gun education, and even, like I said, education in de-escalating situations, so it doesn't have to get to the point where you're pulling the trigger on another individual. So with these things are going to be like the new norm in New York and really in the country, because once the Supreme Court makes a decision like that, all states need to abide by it now, and they need to follow guidelines that they're not infringing on what the Supreme Court just ruled on. So now when we think about Governor, wow, look at this Honda right here. What is this? Oh, that's the new HRV. Okay. But the as far as the whole new law structure in New York, how it's gonna go, like I said, there's gonna be new regulations. I mentioned that. But Mayor Adams of New York City, he's also different lawmakers. They're scrambling and they're making them different regulations. So one of the regulations that you're also going to see starting September 1st, starting this week, that's what the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, he vowed that there's going to be designated areas, just like the Supreme Court ruled that states still have the right to restrict guns in certain areas, as in government buildings, courtrooms, schools, rightfully so, understood. So they're going to use that, and they're going to have certain areas where you're going to be restricted to carry guns. And if you are a licensed firearm without some kind of permission from law enforcement that you could go into these areas with a gun, you will be subject to penalties, criminal penalties, and you might, most likely you would lose your right to carry that firearm if you go into these areas. One of the areas that Mayor Adams mentioned was Times Square. Now, that's the thing about the Supreme Court decision. A lot of people, it was kind of vague, that decision. The decision was kind of vague in the way that really there's certain areas that the Supreme Court says that states are allowed to restrict the carrying of a firearm, but they weren't specific on what those areas are. So basically the states are going to play on that little loophole that they left open. And there's going to be certain areas that, like I said, Times Square, you're going to start seeing signs saying no firearms permitted. And you're going to start seeing those signs in different areas now. And that's going to be the new regulation. And when it even comes to like stop and frisk now, of course, if you're seen walking around where it looks like you have a bulge on your hip in the area that is now restricted from firearm, like Times Square, I'm sure that's going to be constituted as probable cause to stop and frisk you now. So, because I'm waiting on the frame, guys, I'm seeing this thing this guy got right here. How you doing? First of all, what's your name? Connor? How you doing, Connor? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
So this is a 3D scanner. We use it to create models of basically like it measures the floor plan.
Oh,
and
okay.
it gives you once it downloads, it gives you like a 3D model of the space that you measured.
Oh, so like if you're in a room and you set this up, it'll just give you a 3D model of that room. It scans the entire room.
Yep, exactly.
Oh.
It takes a while.
Oh, it takes a while? How long does it take to scan like a basic room like this?
Well, this is easy. This only 2-3 scans in there. I'm doing the entire store.
Oh, you're doing the entire store right now? Okay.
Since this morning.
Technology. So you guys, we learned something. The last episode we was learning about facial recognition cameras, and now look at this. How you doing, boss? So I need to actually frame a newspaper. The thing about the newspaper, I was trying to figure out how to preserve it. This is an old newspaper. I should have done this a long time ago. The newspaper is already starting to turn yellow, so I want to stop that process. I don't know, do you have a recommendation of a frame? Do I need something that's like airtight to like stop the process from deteriorating? Or do you have frames like that?
I don't think we have airtight frames.
Okay. Really, I don't even need the whole newspaper. I just need page 9. I need these 2 pages.
Is that you, bro?
Yes, that's me.
Sweet, man. Oh, did it?
Actually, yeah. Well, there was a Supreme Court ruling in June that changed the whole thing for the country. Concealed carry, you can basically in New York, they kind of restricted you to having, you could have your Second Amendment right in your house, but not on the street. That Supreme Court ruling in June now ends that. Concealed carry is now allowed in the street. So the new laws that are implemented this week that the state are trying to do is like they're going to implement certain areas where you're not allowed to have guns. And they're going to implement certain new parameters that you have to go through to get your gun license, meaning certain classes, gun education on de-escalating situations instead of pulling the trigger. And I believe that's a good thing. That's definitely a good thing. Against stop and frisk, I'm not against the ending of gun violence. And the reason why I was against stop and frisk is because stop and frisk is exactly the thing that it was against it was against two of the rights in the Constitution.
Yeah.
It's a legal search. They were illegally searching people, and they were tricking people to waive their rights.
Get them to sort out the airport. Every time I come back,
Yeah.
from like Italy or England, I'm always getting stuck. 3-4 times in a row. Do you know what the last excuse was?
What was that?
It's because of my name.
What's your name, Mohammed?
No, Abu Talib.
Oh.
Yeah?
And they're gonna get away with
Guy
the
said-
profiling
I
like
said,
that.
Man, they're stopping me all the time.
Yeah.
Sorry, man, it's your name. You know? And I've never done
Yeah.
it. Never
So
been
this
to-
is something
yeah.
this is a 10-year-old newspaper.
Yeah, definitely, mate.
And I
yeah.
just found it back like about a few months ago, but I'm trying to preserve just this page. This is part of history. This is something that I contributed to in history. But how you
tell it's
doing,
old,
guy?
mate.
Huh?
You can tell it's old.
Yeah.
You get it framed, pal. But
That's what
you do
that's
need
what
to
she's
get it-
gonna help
you
me
need
with
to
right
get it
now.
airtight, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I'm. So he's saying that you don't have anything that's airtight.
Not on the show.
Like you want to go to a
Where do you
proper frame shop.
a proper frame shop?
This is good,
Yeah.
but I think the thing you're looking for is, you know, you want to have that for maybe another 30, 40 years time or whatever.
Yeah.
That it's still in that condition. So it's worth investing in
Like-
put it up on your wall, stay there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a
generations,
comic,
you know,
a
it's
place
worth-
that do
it's-
comic books
it's
and
worth
stuff
the
like
money,
that,
man.
and cards,
Oh, okay.
like baseball cards.
Yeah, yeah.
And they preserve them like
All right.
they're sealed.
All right. So I'm gonna Google that. I'm gonna Google that.
That's a bit of money in it, mate.
I will. I
Big
def.
deal, you know.
Thank you, boss.
Or check in the museums and probably ask them because they preserve a lot of stuff.
Well, you said about the comic books. I didn't think
Yeah.
about that. Comic books, they
Cards,
definitely.
baseball cards.
Well, next time I go through the airport, if they hassle me, I'm going to say, right, I'm going to get you on it.
And your name is Leon Wilson?
Yeah, Leon
Yeah,
Wilson.
this is Leon Wilson.
All right.
He's in the paper, Daily News. Daily News, right?
Yeah, it's the Daily News. This was actually the date that stop and frisk was ruled illegal in New York State.
Let me put that down. Stop and fish. August
12, 2013. So that
2013.
same day that it was ruled, that's when I was in the newspaper.
Okay.
So I'm long overdue, but I'm gonna follow what you said. I'm gonna
Preserve it.
preserve it.
Preserve it, Leon.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. It was nice to meet you. What's your name?
Elroy.
Elroy.
Yeah.
All right. My channel is Leon the Breadman. If you want to check out the video,
Oh,
the video. will
okay,
be up
all
there.
right. Okay, I'll type that in.
And thank you. What's your name?
My name's Karen.
Karen. Thank you, Karen. You wasn't able to help me, but thank you nevertheless. I'm gonna do what you said. I'm gonna have to Google somewhere that.
Yeah,
They used-
comic books. I used to have comic books, back in the days, and you keep them, like collectibles. The better
Yeah.
condition it's in,
Yeah, because I already got this yellow already.
Yeah. The more money you get, and they're real. They're really into that.
Well, I don't know if it's gonna be worth money, but but
No. I mean,
I'm preserving it for my.
Yeah. It's worth money to you. It's
Yeah,
priceless.
it's priceless to me. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's worth money to you. Okay.
All right, boys. You have a good one, man. What was your name again?
Elroy.
Elroy.
Nice to meet you.
All right, bud. Thanks.
Okay.
All right, guys. That was Elroy. Elroy's basically telling me that I need to preserve it. Just you heard him himself. He said that it's priceless to me, so he's right. So that's definitely what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna see if I could Google right now and see if there's a comic book place around close in the Bronx or something like that. All right. You know what, guys? I'm gonna go visit this comic book store that I just see right here. So I'll hit you guys back. Maybe this video's not done. All right, so I'll hit you guys back in a few. Oh.
Your destination is on the right.
Hey, how you doing, guys? This is actually the next day. I did try to go to this comic book place that I found, and basically I wasn't able to get what I needed from them. First of all, I got there at 6:30. They said that they closed at 7 and the guy was closing already. I went in there, the guy, I also told him I do a YouTube page and he had a problem with being on camera. It's understandable, but then he's telling me that the reason why he doesn't want to be on YouTube is because his store has its own YouTube channel, which I didn't understand. I didn't even ask him. I would think that networking would be a thing that YouTubers would like to do, but obviously this guy just, maybe he had somewhere to go. And when the brief questioning that I gave him is showing me that he didn't really have exactly what I needed to do. So I looked up this new place. There's a place that I've seen that has very good reviews as far as for framing, called Picture Perfect. And that's where I'm here right now. I'm here on West 231st Street by Corlear. And I'm just gonna find a parking and go in there and see what these guys have to offer. Still early in the morning. I think there's a school nearby. There's a New York Public Library right there, so parking is not really that accessible. But all right, just give me a few guys. Let me find a parking and I'll go up in the establishment and see if they can help me out. All right, guys, I'm here. This is the place that I seen. I googled Picture Perfect. Their sign is a little questioning, but the reviews are great. So I'm gonna go in and see if they're going to be able to get me the right framework that I need. As far as when I check on Google, this place has a very high rating and customer service seems to be top rated in this place. So hi, how you doing?
Good.
How you doing? I'm here. I need to get something framed.
Right.
I've been to a few places. They haven't been able to really do it. It's a newspaper.
All right. There's no problem.
No.
Hi, David.
It's pretty.
ready.
It's pretty old. It's getting old already. That's what I'm trying to prevent for it to really deteriorate. It's already 10 years old. So I'm wondering what's the best course of action for me to try and preserve this this newspaper.
It's easy. We could just put them a frame and put the mat around it, leave it as it is. We put the boards around it to have the same level. You put a mat and just you could frame it. If you would like to not the color don't change anymore, then you put UV glass.
Okay. This newspaper now, really, I guess, I'm not sure. I guess I should preserve the whole newspaper, but I'm really just interested in these 2 pages. This is what I really need to be framed.
We could do that too.
Okay.
We could do that too. I have to, if these 2 pages you want them to be done.
Yeah, these are the main 2 pages.
Right. Then I have to, because they're coming in the same
Yeah.
So it has to be cut, joined with this piece, and then you mount it off foam board, mount it, and then that becomes flat. And then you could do it. It will be easier to do. Do you need the titles or anything? The date?
That's what I'm saying. The date is important because the
Right.
date. This is part of history too,
Right.
because
The past. We could.
it was a court decision on that.
Right. We could just make 2 windows, put daily news on the top, and the bottom you could put your article. You want this? You don't. If you could eliminate it, you could eliminate anything you don't want. And that comes very flat.
Okay. So I really, I think I just wanted the way it looked that day. So even this stuff, it's
fine.
not that I would leave that in.
That's not problem. I could do it, as I said, the whole thing, or I could do half of it, or whatever you want me to do.
Okay.
But that's as I said, I have to cut, and join these 2 pages together. 2 pieces together. Then
Okay.
I'm mounting a foam board that becomes straight flat.
Okay.
And then I could cut the top of the news.
Okay, to show that it's a daily news. Okay.
Right, yeah.
All right. I
That's
think
the
I'm gonna
thing.
go with that.
Yeah.
You come.
You wanted to cut till here, show that or not? I could just show you only the newspaper at the top only. Depends, here. Let me put mine.
As Sorry, guys, I don't know what you think. So definitely, he said he's gonna have to cut the newspaper. So with cutting
If
the newspaper,
I have to, yeah, you know.
well, this is the last copy I have, and I cannot get another copy.
You sure?
All right, I
don't know.
meant that if I have to join, as I said, if I have to join these two together, I could do it too if I.
It's from 2013. I don't know sure if you could still.
I'm
You
in the
could
news
get it.
business. They got, I don't know how the Daily News is these days, but like a lot of papers would keep archived pages on PDF. I work for the Times.
Oh, okay.
I can get any page going back 20 years. As a
Okay.
PDF.
Can I get the full paper from that day?
That, I don't know. That
Oh,
you'd have
okay.
to ask them.
You
and-
could
and
get the
given-
specific article though.
And given the vicissitudes of the Daily News' ownership and commitment to this fine city, I grew up on the news.
Oh.
Good luck. I mean, business-wise, it's a mess over there.
Oh, okay.
But you might want to just check and see if they sell back issues. Because sometimes they do. They might, you might be able to get it, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Or a PDF, which isn't as good as the original real deal.
Yeah, because it's online. So
Yeah.
online, I do see the article online, but it doesn't look
It
like
doesn't
this.
have the impact. That has impact.
Yes,
I
definitely.
mean, I love print. That's how I started
Yeah.
out. It has impact. I mean, I love digital, but for visual impact, that's like, damn.
You see, I could do it that way too. The only problem with it, you see the difference
crease,
in the
yeah.
levels.
Yeah, it's not going
So
to be
it's not
flat.
going. It's not going to be flat. To do it flat, I have to take this page out. Just cut it, as I said, cut this page from there, cut it from here, and join them exactly, and then I could be done.
Can I ask your opinion? What do you think? What would you do?
I defer to whatever this man says. Seriously, I've been dealing with him now for 11 years. I trust his judgment. Let me put it that way.
Okay.
And I'm a photographer, so I know
I'll-
images, but
I'll save you the whole thing. Whatever left, I save it to you.
Okay.
You know.
All right, we're gonna go with that.
I mean, I could also leave this page as it is and just make this window, and it's going to be behind your articles.
Oh.
so you wouldn't chop up the front page.
I could do that too.
Oh, that's not-
If you'd like to save the the page
front
as it
page.
is, this is just the thumbs. Yeah,
Okay,
it
so-
will be behind these two.
Okay.
But that's going to be centered.
I see what you're saying. All right, yeah. Let's go with that. Let's
All
go
right.
with that. Yes.
me-
So we have to choose a frame.
Yeah.
Oh,
You choose a mat.
you're in the middle of dealing with this gentleman.
Yeah, you need a mat, which is going to be, as I said, 2 windows, and you could should put the frame. The mat is, if you
Okay.
like to preserve it,
And
you
UV
need
glass.
archival. And you need
The
that, you
UV
need
glass,
another
man, because
thing.
that
Because it's going to start to continue to deteriorate without.
newsprint has a very limited life.
So you
Okay,
need
so
a
I
mat.
think I came to the perfect place, and I came at the perfect time. We have a gentleman here that knows about preserving newspapers, and we have an expert on preserving preserving documents. So we're gonna
So you
go.
need
What's your
archive.
name? I'm so sorry. I
Noah.
can't- Noah.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Noah.
Same here. This is the archival, which is not going to harm anything, not going to change anything from the newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
Save it, and we put SCD-free board in the back. This will save it from the back too.
Okay.
And then if you want to preserve it, then you put
UV glass.
UV glass.
Yeah.
Then you have no problem. Even if you put it in the sun.
Yeah.
That's what we're gonna do then.
All right.
All right. So if
Archival
you,
is better too with this, because that's already has enough acid in there that's turning it yellow.
yeah.
So you got the
Okay.
archival mats, then
That
at
will,
least that
will
will be
preserve
good.
it.
Okay. If you just wait till you finish up with this gentleman.
Please.
All right, guys. I think we got it. And we went to a few places and definitely picture perfect. There's a place. If you're in the Bronx and you're interested in framing artwork, framing anything, I think this is definitely a place that you should come by. It comes highly recommended, and even customers that I'm just bumping into coming in here is telling me that this place is expert when it comes to framing.
You ever heard of Joe Conzo, the photographer who did all the Cold Crush Brothers and what have you? And
No, I'm not that familiar with photographers, but
homeboy hit me to this spot
oh, really?
years ago.
Oh,
That's why I
okay.
did
11 years ago. How long have you been here?
Well, the store's been here since the 60s.
Oh,
But
wow.
I wasn't here then.
Oh, you weren't here then? Okay.
No, I've been here maybe about like 25 years.
Only 25 years.
Oh, okay.
These are the best prices in town, hands down. I mean,
Okay.
I got friends who have taken their stuff to like over by Columbia, and they wind up paying twice.
Twice.
Because they're paying that rent bill over there.
Oh, yeah. Gotta pay the rent.
Thanks, man.
I
As
see you,
always,
David.
a pleasure.
So I guess all we have to do is pick out a good frame, guys.
Bet. Good luck, man.
All right, thank you. Thank you,
care.
boss.
All right. So first of all, you need, it's already, it got, not, if I put the white, it's going to be a bad choice for you.
Because it's already started to discolor a little.
You can see what you see.
You see the contrast,
That's
yeah.
not the right way to do it. So you have to have something
Thank you very
slightly
much.
tan,
Have a good day, sir.
lighter or
Thank you. Have a good day.
let's just go through them in a second. See how they look like. I know they're very close to each other, but
I know.
have to
My
get-
eyes are not as good as you. I could see that they're a little off.
just off. Yeah, just.
So for right now, just my eyes just going naturally. I'm gravitating towards the upper right corner right now. This one. I don't know if the camera does any justice, guys. You see, we're just trying to find the right pattern for the back so it's not too much of a contrast with the document itself.
I'm going to start eliminating soon, just seeing how they look like. Between the three of these, which one you like?
Okay. I think on the camera they kind of look very similar, but just from my eye, I
I mean,
kind of
choose beside that, but I think this is the look
the closest.
nice or matter with your piece.
I don't know. My eyes are drawn to this one.
Alright, you just try
What do you
different
think?
corners. All of these three they goes well with it.
And go well with it.
Yeah, but just see it different corners how they look like. That's all. I think it's fine.
I'm gonna go with my first choice. Yeah, that.
Yeah. This is done. The second thing I need from you, what kind of frame you'd like to have in there, please.
Okay, so let's see the frames now.
The frames are on the wall, so any one of them you'd like to pick, feel free to do it. These are not the one you should look at.
Okay, so you
Because-
give me.
No. These very expensive and they've been, it's good for big piece, art piece, which is, it's worth a lot of money.
Okay.
But these, in the footage, if you look at the footage, here, it's like, it's $58 a foot, and minimum you need 5 feet. They won't do less than 5 feet. Even if
Okay.
you have a small piece.
It's
they
still
charge
gonna be
you-
a 5-foot frame.
So
Yeah.
this company, that's what they does. So anything from here to the end of the wall, you can just pick anything you like and
Nice. Selection is. What would pop with a newspaper?
yeah, to me, if you'd like to put something, it should be either black or something in the tone of the faces.
Brown.
That will bring it, to bring the whole thing out. I mean, you can put the blue too, but but you need the first look to see center of the piece. That's why, you look for it.
Okay, black.
Black is going to be in the next session, or there's some here, some on the other side.
I like simple things just like this.
That'll work with it. Go try it. You're going to pick some, and then you're going to put it against the piece, and
paste.
just try it, see how it looks like. And then
Okay,
you
so
can
we
make
got
your choice.
chose that one.
You just pull anything you like.
Let's try A gloss black would be good with that, or
Which one?
like these gloss
The
ones?
lacquer?
Yeah.
The lacquer? We could try, see how it looks like. But usually when it's lacquer, your side goes to the frame first.
First, okay.
Right. And it's a newspaper, I think it shouldn't go to the first, to the frame.
Maybe something with some little bumps, not too
But that's too wide.
too wide.
Too wide for it. I mean,
Okay,
you
so-
could put it, but it's too wide. You want me to look at it?
Yeah, I like your recommendation too. You know, because
No, I'll
you're the
tell you-
professional.
I'll show you what I think about it, and then you choose whatever you like to choose. Newspaper. I'm just going to try it. It's not something. This one too. Let's try these first.
Okay.
Then you can pick up whatever you like to do. And if you don't like none of them, then we can start with. There's going to be something like this. You remember you got to have wood, but that's not.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Okay, this one's leading right now.
Leading or?
Yeah, this one's leading.
Leading here.
I like that.
This side. This.
I think I'm just going to jump ahead.
You could try it again. Just.
And this one's definitely thicker.
Just like this. Like just.
I kind of like this one too. I don't know. This one kind of
All right. Because
really
it's
frames
going to
good.
be, if
It's
like
gonna be-
it's slightly fancy, that's a good frame for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it depends how you'd like to present it. Or, no, to lay flat, I have to cut it.
Yeah, I see.
All right.
Kind of like what I did.
Who's the lady here? Can we ask?
No, that's a separate article. What they've shown in the article, they're showing the contrast.
Oh.
Real quick is that most times when someone tries, a Black American
Yeah.
has a problem with the police and they bring up a lawsuit,
Right.
this is the typical amount of money that they offer that person, and we usually take it. So the reason why the whole law has changed is because they had to pay me this. This guy spent a week in jail, and they beat him up. And they searched my pockets, and they had to pay me this illegally. But that's the difference between knowing the law and you being naive to the law. So that's why they put his story there, to show the contrast of what usually happens.
That's mine. Whatever I cut, as I said, I'm going to save it for you. And,
Okay,
and
thank
you, and you get them all together. All right.
Thank you.
I have a folder to.
This is what I did originally, but this is just a copy. I made a copy.
Yeah,
It's
you made
something
a copy.
similar to this you're gonna do, right? But without the.
Without
Yeah.
this, and it's going to be flat as you see in here, as flat as can be. And then, as I said, I put the article on the top, and you have windows, so you have two windows in there.
Yeah.
You're going to like it. I'm definitely sure you're going to like it.
Okay.
Right, I done so many. It's not the first one. It's not
Okay.
the last.
Well, you've been in the business for quite some time, so.
And yeah.
Oh,
The one. No, yeah. The one.
Nothing today, thank you.
Nothing is okay.
Hey.
You gave it to me all. Yes. Okay, thank you, thank you.
Sure, no problem. Just wait a minute.
I have to write your statute first.
Thank you, thank you.
No problem.
Keep me
Have a good day.
hydrated, you
Thank
too.
you so much. See you tomorrow, right?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good day.
Same to you.
See, I like that, guys. See that? You appreciate people. Usually, I don't know if you guys see that on camera, but Mail lady just came in and she gave her a bottle of water. That lady's out there walking up and down these streets all day. Not much people think about that. That's very thoughtful. Do you sell paintings also?
I just have to fill up the wall. I used to have a lot of things in here, but the whole ceiling collapsed on us 2 years ago, November 2nd, 2020. The whole one shot.
Oh man.
That's what saved my life.
The wall?
The wall, yes, because I was here. And
you were standing.
But that's not a sheet. This is sheetrock. The other one used to be with the metal, the old stuff. So just hit that and
wall, and then it just so you were just like somebody was looking out for you.
That's I got hit by the head, but
But you're still here talking to me, telling me the story. So that's
same thing with my wife, but the other side next to the counter, all to save her life.
Wow.
So
definitely, you were being watched over.
That's exactly. Somebody's watching over us.
Nice little painting. I kind of like this one. It has a little indigenous feel to it.
Yeah. Please do me a favor, I need you.
Yes, sir. So estimated time when?
Probably a week from today.
Okay, that should be
the
good.
law. I think you're safe. Everything in here.
See,
inside.
take very good care of your product when you bring it in, and you can see. Definitely, if you, like I said, guys, if you're looking to frame something, frame a piece of artwork, Picture Perfect. Picture Perfect is a nice place. It seems like it's a nice mom and pop establishment. Very good people. Customer service is A1. I have to give it to them. This gentleman was very helpful from the minute I came in through the door. Thank you again.
Appreciate it. Really
Thank you again. What was your name again, sir?
Noah.
Noah. Thank you, Noah. And tell your wife I said thank you also.
Thank you. My name is Sonia.
Sonia, Noah and Sonia. Remember, Picture Perfect. Come and check Noah and Sonia. They're very, very helpful. And I'm gonna end the video right here. The next video, most likely, I'm gonna pick up the next video when I come to pick up the item. So, guys, just like I ask you every time, just hit me with a like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the video. And please remember to hit that notification bell to see my future vlogs. Until then, peace.
Bread man, make myself your life is not a dead man.